Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Hoopty Hay Balers. Today we are going to give you guys a brief peek into what this year's chicken processing process looked like. We are also going to put together the new chicken plucker with Dave in the beginning of this video, and then the end of the video will be our chicken processing process, and you guys will get to see how that chicken plucker did in real life. And so let's get to it.
So anyways, we're gonna put this thing together, so stay tuned. So this is a Kitchener Chicken Plucker. Runs on 120, 1 horse, 280 RPM. It's got a planetary gear transmission, low noise, high efficiency, stainless tub, waterproof motor, and then it's got GFI and overcurrent protector. There's the item number. This one was a little bit, was it cheaper than the Yardbird?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's cheaper than the Yardbird one. And we read some reviews on the Yardbird one, and that one had some bad reviews about it not turning on.
Which was the same issues this one had.
Which this one apparently had the same issues. So we're gonna try it. I put it together. It seems like it's pretty good quality, and it was cheaper. So look into that. To do this, all you need is a 13mm wrench and a 13mm socket. Optional. You can use a ratchet, or you can use 2 of these 13mm wrenches. Alright, so you bought a chicken plucker. The installation instructions are pretty good, but if you're a visual person like I am, this might help you. Once you get it all unboxed, you're going to have 6 long bolts, 1 short bolt, 6 nuts, a small washer, 2 large washers, 2 cotter pins, your legs, your leg without a wheel, both your wheels, your base plate with your little rubber fingers on it, your drum, and then your motor and your base plate. Okay, you're going to start by flipping this over so we can put our legs on. Looks like they want the wheels on this side. Okay, so the wheels are going to face the inside, and they're not actually going to touch the ground until you're wheeling it around. You have to tilt it like a dolly. So you're going to grab 4, because we got 2 legs here. Well, grab all your long bolts. All the long bolts are for the legs. Alright, then you grab your wheels.
Good job, baby.
We're going to put our wheels on. And then these big washers go on the end so your cotter pins don't pop off, and these just pin right on. Just like that. Now I can flip it up and finish the rest. Okay, make sure, and there is a rubber band on this piece, but make sure that your woodruff key is on the shaft, because you need that. Grab your base plate. And you're going to line up that key on that shaft with your base plate. You got to make sure that key doesn't pop off of that shaft, because if it does, you won't be able to get it to slide down all the way. There. It's almost flush. Now you grab your last remaining bolt and washer. And you bolt it on. And that's it. You're done. All you gotta do is clip this on here, which comes on and off nice and easy with these lever lock retainers, I guess you call them. You'll line up your switch. There's 2 yellow arrows. You kind of can't do it wrong. And that just makes sure that you can't turn this on without having this drum on here. Mine switch was already on there, so I don't know. They said you had to put it on, but mine was already on, so. Alright, then we're just gonna plug it in and make sure it works. Oh.
#1 complaint was
No, I shouldn't do it. I shouldn't do it. Don't you just want to stick your hand in there?
David.
Well, I didn't know you were recording.
Poor things just think you're gonna feed them. Oh. Our process is we try to end with the chickens up close to the shade trees, and then we hang our cones over here, and then we keep our double stainless steel sink, which acts as our scalder, as out of the wind as we can. Sometimes it's down here, sometimes it's further up the way. And then we have the chicken plucker now. Before that, we were manually plucking on this second sink here. We would put a board across and clean it real well, and we would pull feathers manually here. And then lastly, we have our gutting table. So yeah, that's our setup. And then we have the big ice chest full of ice, so we can get everything chilled as soon as possible. So we've got our water to just a little over 155. And we are going to start the dunking process.
We're gonna stick it.
And so when you start to dunk, you want to get all the way up to the feet. And we are going to try doing 2 at a time this year, because we are hoping that that little machine there will really help cut our time. So we will see you guys when we're done. So you don't want to let it go too long, because it'll start tearing the skin. But that was
We'll do 1 at a time.
quite a bit. I think it did pretty good. It left a couple, but it's really not.
They got stuck though.
Not so bad. Yeah, they did kind of get stuck. So they were telling us we only had a 15% chance of rain today, and the radar looked clear, but it's booming like crazy. We've got 2 more in here. We just turned our burner back on. Got to bring this back up to about 155-ish. So we're gonna let that go. And we are gonna run 2 more chickens through the pucker. I think we're gonna get wet, dear. I don't know. I feel rain. All right, you want me to check one? As you can see, they do keep getting stuck. Here comes the rain. And so what actually ended up happening here is our tank went empty on us during that rainstorm. And Dave is pretty sure that when it ran out, that it somehow or for some reason took out the regulator. And so he was just trying to fiddle around with it a little bit and figure out if it was the regulator, if there was a block in the hose someplace. And he does end up deciding that it was the regulator. So you think it's the regulator because when you turn it, it lights, but it doesn't stay lit?
I don't know, it sure seems to come out of that.
So just remember, guys, that even though you finally feel like you have all the equipment and you finally have a good process in place and that you guys are going to get someplace in a more timely, time-efficient manner, doesn't mean that things aren't going to go sideways, as they clearly did for us. But what is it? But what is it? What'd you did?
Acetylene gauge, 3/8 air hose fitting, hose clamp, old hose from the bad regulator.
It's gonna work. I hope it works.
It's gonna shoot flames, like butters probably.
Well, then we won't have to wait 3 hours for our water to boil.
It'll probably start the whole yard on fire.
Stop it. Well, good thing we just got rain.
Nobody would do this.
I'm now frightened. Should I back away slowly? I hope it works. We just want to get these chickens in the freezer. It's supposed to be so hot tomorrow. Woo! Today, we do have more storms coming through now in about 2 hours. But that little machine over there should help us out with that. And he is pretty proud of himself over there.
Listen to that thing go. Roast the whole pig with it.
You're gonna roast a whole pig now, huh?
We could turn it up a lot more.
Yeah, that's probably fine. Well, that didn't take too long to hit 170.
Yeah, that regulator works good.
If it works, it's not stupid.
You're gonna get something.
Oh.
You're gonna get it. That's what you're gonna get.
You need your yearly picture with the biggest one, too. So over here, he's still a little hot. It's still reading about 162.
Probably gonna lose some skin on them, but
so yeah, he won't dunk these probably for as long because it will start to tear the skin is what will happen. But we do want to get rolling again here because we have more storms coming in about 2 hours. All right, guys, so that was a little bit of a peek into our processing day here and how we do things. Just because that's how we do things doesn't necessarily mean that that's always the right way. That's just how things work well for us. In reference to the chicken plucker, it did significantly reduce our processing time, which made us quite happy. We were quite impressed with it. We did have some chickens get stuck as we were processing them. They were a little bit on the larger side usually, but we are hoping that as we continue to use this in the future, that we will not have that issue as we kind of learn how it works a little bit better, or what works for it a little bit better. Everything seems to be kind of trial and error. And so with that, thanks so much for joining us if you're new here. And if you have joined us before, thank you for coming back. And we look forward to seeing you guys next time.